All right, this is round two for the Golden State Warriors. They're going against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yep. Anybody who know me, they know I'm a Steph Curry fan. So I root for the Warriors. First team in the Heat, diehard Heat fan. Don't get it twisted. So it's kind of bittersweet because I have to see Jimmy Butler on this Warrior team. But my Steph Curry fandom allows me to keep cheering for the Golden State Warriors. And tonight they take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Ant-Man is a bad man. I gotta agree to that. Ant-Man is a bad man. Can't take that away from dude. I I questioned Ant-Man last year. I didn't like his energy. I didn't like the whole Ant-Man is tired. I wasn't really feeling that. I'm like, if you a player, you a player. You know what I'm saying? But today is round two. The line is about what? 6.5. 6.5 for Minnesota. I know every road team in round two has won the first game. This is a fact. But I don't know about this one. And it pains me to say this. I don't know about Golden State taking this one at Minnesota. I think they're a little tired, coming off a game 7, hard fought game. Houston ain't got the best offense in the world, but I will say this: Houston might have wore Golden State down, and then it was just one day of rest. Like, boom, win the game, rest up, get to Houston, get to Minnesota, and then now go play um Minnesota. And that crowd gonna be raucous. Because one, that's Golden State. Golden State got a history in the Western Conference. So, and the fact that Minnesota has seen all other home teams lose, they're going to be 100% focused on winning this game because, you know, it is what it is. I personally think that 6.5 is safe for game one. That's just me. I'm gonna watch the game though. I'm gonna, you know, uh hope that Golden State wins the game outright, but there's a lot of circumstances going on with this game here. Like I said, Ant Man, this is time. They trying to get a league to Ant Man. I don't know if he won it completely, but they trying to give him this league. So I like Minnesota to win this game. I hope Golden State wins, but I like Minnesota to win. I like Minnesota to win it big, to be honest with you. I don't think Golden State is going to have the energy to keep up with Minnesota as of right now. Well, Golden State's older team. Curry's 36, 37. Jimmy Butler around the same age, 34, 35. Draymond, 34, 35, 36, however age he is. This is an older team. And one day of rest, and on that one day of rest, they were traveling. Not only were they traveling, they're also traveling and trying to prepare for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I like Minnesota to cover this one. And I like them to win it. I like them to win this game big because I'm 100% positive they'll be a lot more focused and on this game due to the fact that the other three home teams have lost. They don't want to make it a clean sweep. I like I like Minnesota and the points. That's me. You know, even though I'm normally a guy who likes the road team to steal game one, but you know, Ant got to shoot. Ant got to show it's his time because the league is at a crossroad right now. LeBron's out, Durant's out, Curry is still in, but the league is looking for new young faces to put as face of the league. So you only got Anthony Edwards, you got Luka Doncic, you got SGA, you have Ja Morant. Um, it's another pretty decent one out there. You got Tyrese Halliburton, the kid from Detroit, Cunningham. They're waiting for somebody to step up, and it's almost like it's looking like they're trying to give it to Ant-Man, not because it's a given thing. Is his talent says, okay, this is the guy that should be able to take this league from these guys and go on and take this league for the next 10 years until somebody else comes along. Oh, I forgot Wimbanyama. I forgot about that kid. Wimbanyama, another guy that can be the face of the league. But Ant-Man is exciting. He got charisma. He got everything that you need. You know, a lot of people say Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, you know, he don't really say much. But I can see Jason Tatum being one of the top 5 players for a minute now. I'm a huge Jason Tatum fan. A lot of people don't like that, but it is what it is. My favorite basketball players for right now is Curry, Tatum, and in the distant third, I would say Giannis. I don't mind watching those guys play for now. And then, you know, I like LeBron. You know, I like Durant. You know, but I'm talking about as far as for the future of the sport, I'm gonna go. For me, is Tatum, uh, and then like I said, a distance third is Giannis. Even though Giannis already got his chip. But tonight we talking basketball. We talking Golden State. Let's say what would Golden State have to do to win this game? Let's think. What would Golden State have to do to win this game? Golden State would Steph Curry would have to shoot lights out. Take the crowd out the game right away. I don't know how good Minnesota defense is. I know they got DiVincenzo over there. He's a pretty good defender. But um it would take a lights out shooting performance from Steph Curry, Buddy Hield, and Jimmy Butler getting to the line, and that would definitely get Golden State this victory. I don't know what Minnesota defense is like. I don't know if they're a really good defensive team. I could look this up. Let's see, Minnesota defense. Let's see what Minnesota is doing defensively. I don't know if they're that good of a defensive team. Let's see. Minnesota points per game. Because, like I said, outside of Rudy Gobert, and I don't even think he's that good of a defensive player. I think he can block some shots here and there. Um, I don't see them as a good defensive team. Julius Randle has never played any defense. I know the Jaden McDaniel kid plays defense. DiVincenzo, however you say his name, I know he's a pretty good defender. Mike Conley was a good defender when he was younger, but Conley's easily 37 now. He can't move around like that. Them knees is he a little long in the tooth. Um, I don't know about their team defense. Uh, and now ESPN is not giving me any real good stats on their team defense. I would say, let me Google this. Minnesota Timberwolves team defense. 2020, 2024, 2025. Okay. Oh, they got a pretty good defense. They 6 in defense. Not bad. See, the beauty about Golden State is not a go to the basket team, so that can offset Rudy Gobert's shot blocking ability. But yeah, they're a pretty solid defense. Like I said, Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert. That's their stalwarts on defense. So Jaden McDaniel would have to take on Jimmy Butler, and if hopefully Jimmy Butler could get him in foul trouble, we might have something here. That's my thought on that. But will Jimmy Butler have the legs to play in this game? Like I'm saying, they just came from a game 7. Coming from a game 7, an older player, I can see Golden State staying in it early, nip and tuck, first 2 quarters, third quarter, coming out of halftime, them legs a little weary. Middle of the third quarter, you start to see the expanding, Minnesota expanding the lead. I wouldn't even be surprised if Golden State is up at halftime. But like I said, this is an older team and put players, which is Curry and Butler. Now, if Buddy Hield comes alive, maybe that game 7 boosted his confidence, and then he becomes the player that most people was expecting Buddy Hield to become, and he shoots the ball lights out, give them boys some reprieve, and okay, let them not have to work so hard to get these points, then okay, cool. But I gotta wait to see this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see it. I think game 2 is Golden State's game to win. I see Minnesota covering that 6.5. And I see them covering it by 10, 15 points. Easy. That's my prediction on that. I'm going to watch the game and hope differently, but, you know, I can see Golden State. Golden State, let's see. Let's go on the Hard Rock app. Let's go on the Hard Rock app. People, anybody outside of here, y'all might not know what the Hard Rock app is, but we're going to go on the Hard Rock app. Let me see if I got any money on my Hard Rock. We need some money on that Hard Rock app. Let me see if I could cast my my phone for you guys. My phone got this update and it's been crazy ever since. Let me see if I could cast my phone. I don't even know how to do this on this. Okay. Woody whoop, woody whoop, woody whoop, woody whoop. I'm gonna take Minnesota, but I'm gonna be different. I'm not gonna be like everybody else. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and I'm gonna show you guys, everybody that's on live. Let's go. Let's do this. Hard Rock. I can't. Like I said, my phone did some nonsense. I don't know how to mirror my screen. Link to Windows, mobile data. I'll figure it out. But like I said, we're going to take Minnesota today. And I think they're going to win it big. That's my thought on that. it's gonna be bittersweet because, like I say, I root for Golden State. I'm a heavy Golden State supporter until Curry leaves. When Curry leaves, then I'm out of there too. I'm gone. I'm one of those guys. I follow the player. If Golden State get rid of Curry and he goes to, God willing, the Miami Heat, that'd be a perfect reason for me to go to Miami Heat games. You know, but at this point, I don't. The Heat, from what I watched from the Heat got swept. It was, ugh. I don't know what we're gonna do with that Heat team. To be honest with you guys, I don't know what we're gonna do with the Heat team. Hopefully, Kevin Durant. That's how desperate I am as a Heat fan. I'm hoping the Heat get Kevin Durant. And as we can see, Kevin Durant is 1 or 2 steps away from being cooked. I'm hoping the Heat can land a Kevin Durant, even though I think Kevin Durant should go to a Houston, a Memphis, a team that can use his scoring, but they don't need him to play defense. They don't need him to rebound the ball. What Phoenix was doing to Kevin Durant this year should be criminal. You know, it should be criminal. I knew these guys were going to lay down today. Pacers got their game one, and they're like, oh, we're done. Pacers got game one, and they're like, we're done. They're down 11 points, which is a lot closer than I expected, to be honest with you. I thought this game would be over in the third quarter, in the second quarter. You know, I thought they would be getting smoked, to be honest with you. Miles Turner is having a good game. I don't think I know Cleveland got the Evan Mobley guy. I know he's a defensive player of the year type kid. But I don't think Evan Mobley is a good man-on-man defender, if you get what I'm saying. I don't think he can defend somebody man-to-man. Now, off the ball, blocking shots, if you come at him, but if he has to play that man one by himself, I don't think he's a defender of that ilk. And a lot of big guys are really not good defenders man-on-man. Like Rudy Gobert can't defend anything. He can block a shot. He can rebound the ball. But let Nikola Jokic see him. No, Nikola Jokic is going for 50 on him because he just don't play he just can't play the man to man. He's not that kind of a player. You know what I'm saying? I feel the same way about what this kid's name, Evan Mobley. You know, Miles Turner can shoot the ball from the 3-point line. So then that takes him out the lane. So now he's out the lane. So that affects, not only does it affects his rebounding, it also affects his ability to block shots. So if you have a Nimrod or a Nimard, however you say this guy's name, or Halliburton or one of these guys going to the basket, if Evan Mobley is playing Miles Turner at the 3-point line, because Miles Turner doesn't really post, it affects what he does well. Pascal Siakam, on the other hand, goes to the basket a lot more than Miles Turner. Maybe they'll put the kid with the afro on Miles Turner and then let Evan Mobley play Pascal Siakam, and in hopes that he can play off him a little bit and collapse the lane. I would think that's what they would do, but like I said, I don't think Minnesota. I didn't expect much of a fight from the Pacers today, even though, like I said, they're playing a pretty good game. Mitchell is having a good game. And then we forgetting Darius Garland is not playing right now. That's a huge loss for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, wow. They missing Garland. They missing Mobley and Hunter. That's 3 prominent players on this team. That's not playing. But then again, I take that back. I'm surprised Indiana's down. I'm surprised they down. That's, oof, I don't know. Maybe Cleveland knows something we don't know. Whatever happened to the time where players would thug it out for the playoffs? Like, you that hurt? Like, seriously, is Evan Mobley that hurt? I hate this. Well, I don't know. I don't know the extent of these guys' injuries, but I'm just going off of. All right, let me hear what they say. DeAndre the thumb, Mobley ankle. You know, Garland been dealing with that foot for a minute. Hey, but they fighting for it. Because you can't go down 0-2. You can't lose two home games, and expect to win the series. It's just gonna be a hard task to overcome, because you would think Indiana would win one at home at least. You know, Mobley got to put a cortisone shot in his ankle. That's my thought on it. That's what most of these guys used to do back in the days. I don't know if they still do that, but you got to put a cortisone shot in his ankle. Like, that's crazy work. Playoff time, you already lost game one. And my thing is, how bad is the guy's ankle? Let's let me hear what these guys are saying.
Significant changes in the status of the Eastern Conference here with those list of Cavs injuries. Missed his third consecutive playoff game on Sunday with a sprained toe. He remains questionable, but that's not the big news. The big news is that two of Cleveland's best players, Evan Mobley, the reigning defensive player of the year, and DeAndre Hunter, who's their key reserve off the bench they traded for mid-season, are being listed as questionable with different injuries they suffered in the fourth quarter of their Game 1 loss against the Pacers. Hunter dislocated his thumb on a play. It was controversial in Cleveland. Ben Mathurin making contact with him near the basket. He goes down, hurts the thumb. And Evan Mobley turned his ankle, landing on Miles Turner's foot. Kenny Atkinson, the Cavs head coach, who very soon may be named coach of the year, was frustrated that neither were called fouls. But none of that matters. They're all questionable for game 2 tomorrow night. The Cavs might have to go without multiple key players as they try to even the series going back to Indiana.
Oh, well, then there it is. There it is. These guys, three prominent players down. Three prominent players. And they up 11. So now you basically banking on Ty Jerome. You banking on the kid with the afro, Jared Allen. And Mitchell got to go for 50. That's how I see it. Mitchell has to go for 50. Now, if Indiana's just content with they've already stole game one, then cool. But if I'm Indiana, I smell blood in the water. This team is hobbling through the playoffs. And we all know to win a championship is basically who's the more healthier team. That's how you get through these playoff runs, because these playoff games, a lot of these games be brutal, especially with the time difference. Like, they're not, it's one game, 1 day rest, play, 1 day rest, play, 1 day rest, play. And a lot of times you're traveling between them 1 days. So this is not a good look for Minnesota. I mean for Cleveland. Because the DeAndre Hunter kid is a pretty good defender too. So that's a ugh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Then you have uh Evan Mobley, their defensive big out. I don't know. But like I said, I'm focused on the Golden State game. That's the game I'm looking at. I'm looking at the Warriors game. 6.5. I like Minnesota. I like Minnesota. I said it before. It pains me to say it, but I'm liking Minnesota. I think the Warriors gonna get hit with a buzzsaw. That crowd gonna be going. You know, Ant Edwards got the opportunity to knock off LeBron and Curry in the playoffs. Ooh, that's really the changing of the guard. He has an opportunity to do that today to start that run right now. Where when the 2025 season starts, saying they lose the championship, let's say they lose in the Western Conference Finals to Nokic or SGA, whoever wins that series, it will, and he's eliminated LeBron and he's eliminated Curry. It'll be, you remember, he knocked Durant out the playoffs the year before. Then he knocked LeBron and Curry out the prior year. He's ready to make that push for a championship. He's ready to make that push to be the face of the league. You're going to start hearing these narratives about Anthony Edwards as long as he can stay out the news in the offseason. Like if you just concentrate on basketball, all this offseason, I mean, nonsense off the court, you know, you will start to hear the narrative that, okay, we're looking at the new face of the league. And it sucks that he's in Minnesota because Minnesota is a small market, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But he has an opportunity right now to take the bull by the horn, like they would say. I hope he don't. But it's like the stars are aligning for this kid. It's like this guy's so fast, so powerful. Like I don't see a guy on outside of Gary Payton Jr. who can stay in front of him. That's my thought on this. I don't, and if I had to put money on Anthony Edwards being stopped by Gary Payton, I'm taking Anthony Edwards. I think he would have Gary Payton on 106 fouls in the first quarter. That's just me. But, you know, Golden State shifting the defense towards him, forcing them to shoot them 3-point shots that he liked to shoot, keeping them away from the front of the basket, give themselves an opportunity to keep Ant Edwards under control, keep him away from the foul line, and then that gives them an opportunity to control the game. The problem that I have with this is is Steve Kerr going to do what JJ Redick did? Is he's not going to play Jackson Davis, you know, and let Rudy Gobert go ham on the boards, get rebound after rebound, put back after put back. You know, Rudy Gobert might be a horrendous basketball player, but he can rebound the ball and do a putback. I can do that if I was playing against guys 7 inches shorter than me, but it'll be a tall task to ask Draymond Green to go and play Rudy Gobert and try his best to keep him off the boards. That's Kayvon Looney got to come in there and bang. Jackson Davis got to go in there and bang. Post got to go in there and bang with Rudy Gobert. keep him off the boards, keep him from getting cheap little putbacks. Because outside of that, that's all he can do. He can't do anything else. He can't post anybody up. He can't make a jump shot. He can't make free throws. Outside of blocking a shot and getting rebounds because he's taller than everybody else, this guy is horrendous. So just box him out. Keep him off the board. Keep him from what he does well. I don't understand what JJ Redick was doing. I know Jackson Hayes might not be the best player in the world, but at this point, you're getting killed on the boards. You should have Jackson Hayes boxing out, hoping that Rui Hachimura and LeBron James can box the kid out. Man, no, man, that was a failed experiment. I hope Steve Kerr sees that because a lot of people don't have much respect for Rudy Gobert offensively. So they figure they could put anybody on him. Hey, Muggsy Bogues, you got Rudy. He can at least get a rebound. You know what I'm saying? He can at least get a rebound and put it back up. He can at least, that's the most he can do. I think that's the only thing he practices, to be honest with you. Outside of that, he's going to only block a shot if you come directly to him. Rudy Gobert ain't chasing nobody down to do no chase down blocks or anything like that. So Rudy Gobert at this point is I don't even know how to describe this man's game, to be honest with you. That's my time with this. I'll check back with you guys after the game. Like I said, I'm taking Minnesota minus the 6.5. I think it's going to be a blowout, to be honest with you. But I'm hoping that they don't. I'm rooting for Curry, like I stated from the beginning. And I'll check in with you guys after the game. Y'all stay tuned. This is Hound versus everybody. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Everybody that I got on the live, on YouTube, on Twitch, on X, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know if I'm wrong with the 6.5. I want to know. Let me know. Let me see where you guys are at. You know what I'm saying? But I'm taking Minnesota with the 6.5. Y'all be good. I see y'all guys after the game. I'm out.